Okay, so I'm talking with Reva Nelson, who's participating in our online contest and who's also a member of the Spirit of the Hills board. Reva, you have a poem in the contest called Rocks. Um, your profile page talks about your career, a few nonfiction books, a memoir, but it doesn't really mention poetry in much depth. I know you've just recently published a book of poems called Twisted Branches. Is poetry an area of exploration, for a new area of exploration for you, or has it been lurking in the background, just waiting for the right time to come out?
I wouldn't say it's been waiting for COVID to come out, but it's been there for a long time. I used to write a lot when I was a teenager, and then I sort of left it and wrote at different times. Used to go to a coffee shop when I was 15 in Hamilton, Ontario, till our mothers found out and thought that was a terrible place for two young girls to be going, but my friend and I still went. I guess it was a beatnik time. So poetry's always been an interest. And I wrote again, I guess, in my 40s or so, took a few classes at U of T. And then really it took a back burner to other books and writing until I moved to Coburg. And there's a very active poetry scene here, poetry workshop. There was an open mic at the Human Being and at 66 King. So that's been terrific for revitalizing an interest in poetry for me.
Yes, yeah, but Coburg seems to be turning into a bit of a poetry hub in
Yes,
Canada,
it
which
really
is
is. And there are some amazing poets here. There's a lot of poetry talent in this town. Who knew?
excellent. So the poem itself, Rocks, is both deeply personal and yet abstract, and it's peaceful yet quietly violent. What is it that attracted you to the poetic form?
I think that the form itself, it just allows for deep emotion to come out. And sometimes it's playful and fun. But I went through a very tough time of a partner dying. And so this poem really was about the healing that being by the lake offered. And I think there's a lot of time for meditation and thinking. And so a lot got combined into that. But I've talked to other people as well, for whom the lake is being so close to the lake, being able to just go there and watch the waves all the time, or the gentleness. Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's smooth. It's really a very healing place.
Yeah, I have the same experience, having now living beside a river, that there seems to be some deep connection to your lizard brain between being near water and being at peace in some way.
Yes,
It's
and what I find kind of fun in Coburg too, which I noticed very early on when I moved here, is how many people will drive their cars or their trucks to the lake, like working people who are just on a lunch break, and they'll go and sit in their car and eat their sandwich. And I
yes,
think that's a very special thing here.
yes, yeah. I really think it's got a very deep connection to
Mhm.
our brains. It was one that surprised me, actually. So are there any poets in particular that have influenced you, or that you find influential in your work?
Well, at university, I took a course at Western about the romantic poems, romantic poets. And I just fell in love with them all. Byron and Wordsworth. In fact, I had a communications company pre-computer, so people knew it was writing and not computer skills, that I named Wordsworth Professional Communications, and then Wordsworth Keynotes and Seminars. So huge influence on me, because the idea was, what are your words worth? And I still live by that. Words really matter. Listening to people, connecting with words is huge. So my two books when I was in business, one was on positive risk and change, the other was on resilience in 92 and 98, so back quite a ways. And then my memoir is more recent, Hippie Chick Abroad. But it's all about, it's words no matter what the form is for me. But poetry, I think, and playwriting as well, it's just more immediate to me. It's immediate emotion or immediate interaction when it's a poem or a play.
Excellent. Those are all the questions that I have for you. So I would like to wish you the best of success in the contest, and thank you for your contribution to Spirit of the Hills.
Thank you very much.